Morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to a regular meeting of the Madera County Board of Supervisors. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. I'm going to ask our council if there were any reportable actions taken.
I'm not counsel and I haven't played one on TV, but he's coming in the door right now.
Okay, great. I was just, council, I was just asking if there were any reportable items in closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No action was taken on any of the items in closed session. It requires a report this morning.
Very good. And we're going to be actually going back, I believe, to finish up an item. So very good. Thank you. We'll move on and we'll open and close the meeting in memory of any individuals that my colleagues would like to mention. I don't see or hear anybody, so we'll
Chairman,
move. Yes, sir.
sorry, and I don't have my notes with me. They don't have the correct information, but Dr. Paul's father passed away last week. They had lived in the area for about 15 years, moved out here to be closer to all the family. He passed away after a medical condition in Fresno.
Dr. Paul, we offer our condolences. Okay, we'll move on to the invocation and pledge of allegiance. We have Pastor John Purcell from Believers Church who will be delivering the invocation. Will everybody stand?
Mighty hand. We thank you because we know that your wisdom goes far beyond our understanding and wisdom. And so we thank you for each board member that's here to make decisions for this county and for the blessing of this county. Thank you for all those that are here to be a part of this meeting and to speak their hearts and their minds. We ask you just to bring all of this together under the umbrella of your wisdom, and may the spirit of wisdom and revelation come to us in order for the things that need to be done will be done in such a way that it will bring nothing but your goodness and your blessing. We thank you for your help in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're moving on to public comment. And as a reminder, the first 15 minutes of each regular session are set aside for members of the public to address the board on any matter under the jurisdiction of the board, but not appearing on the agenda. The board will not take action on any items presented under public comment, and speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium and state their name and county of residence for the record. Is there anyone who would like to provide a public comment, either in-house or online?
Okay, so I live just on the other side of the tracks here in Vista Grande Acres. And as you can see, BNS Railroad has shut down our road. And for us who need to get back and forth to town, this is what we're having to face because we can't cross. Why is this shut down from the 12th through the 26th? If we need emergency services or whatever out in our area, the nearest Fire department is by the jail, here Lake Street, out by the airport. We're like, why is this happening? Why is, they didn't inform us of any shutdown or extended shutdowns. But people are having to find grocery bill to pay gas bill to get back and forth to town. What can we do about the railroad? And if they couldn't finish it in their scheduled 4 days, why didn't they just open it back up? Why is it still shut down? How do we get help? How do we get reimbursement? How do we keep food on our tables? But this is pretty bad.
I'd like for you to give your information. Going to make a call to be in. Also, you'd be interested to know, we just opened a fire station on Road 26, near Avenue 21. So there's a brand new station out there for your area.
Okay, and where?
What's the address, Chief?
I know they were putting one on 17 and Road 28
Yeah,
and a
there's a
half.
brand new one that we just christened out there on Road 26 near Avenue 21.
Okay,
Just for your area. So,
All right.
but this is an ongoing problem. Had issues with them before on that. I'll shut it down way in advance of their repairs, and
there's not even any notification. Okay,
I know.
they had
No,
posted
it's
it the
terrible.
first time that it was going to be shut for 4 days. So then they removed the posted days where it's going to reopen and just left it no through traffic. So people coming from Raymond or whatever, they still don't know when it's going to reopen.
he's right back there, and I'd love for you to talk to him.
All right.
Sure. I have the same problem with him.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Is there any other public comment? Anybody online?
Nobody online?
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. And we'll move on to the consent calendar items. Are there any items on the consent calendar one of my colleagues like to pull for further discussion?
Chair, I just wanted to make a couple comments in regards to the consent calendar, if that's okay. Specifically, I just wanted to highlight item H, which is a consideration of entering into an agreement with Fresno County Fire for a mutual aid agreement. I just kind of wanted to highlight this for the public because it's a great thing. We've never had this agreement with Fresno County before, is my understanding. So now that we have some assets over on that side of Madera County and we can exchange that, great deal of protection for the folks out there, a lot of that new development. So just wanted to highlight that. Thank Chief McComb for his work getting that done, and that's all.
Very good. Thank you. Absolutely. Great thing. Any other comments? Supervisor Gonzalez, looks like you want to,
No, I was gonna move when,
Oh, okay.
when we're ready.
great. We have a motion and I'll take
So
a
move.
second before we, any other comments? We've had it open to the public, so roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Wamhaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCauley?
Yes.
Chairman Poitras?
Yes,
Vote passes 5-0.
thank you. We'll move on to discussion items and item 6A.
6A, Board of Supervisors Department, presentation by Dr. Julia O'Kane, Chair of the Madera County Arts Authority. Update on the progress to revitalize downtown Madera and enhancing the arts in the community.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Supervisors. Thank you for giving me a few minutes today on your agenda to give you an update on where we are with our attempt to revitalize downtown Madera and get to the point where we can build an arts center for the people of Madera. I'm Julia O'Kane, and I'm chairman of the board of the Madera County Arts Authority. The Arts Authority is a combined effort of the county, the city of Madera, Madera Unified School District, and the Madera County Arts Council. We have a phase-in plan over 4 phases, starting with small projects in the area to build support, build the arts, increase our activity in the area. You might know we're doing murals and some things like that to try to draw more people into the downtown area. That's called phase one, small scale. Phase two is Courthouse Park and Yosemite Avenue redesign. And then phase three is our library, trying to get that renovated as a combined effort with the old library, the new library, into maybe housing for the Arts Authority or for the, excuse me, for the Madera County Arts Council and a beginning of a gallery and things like that. And then phase four, if we live to see the day, would be the actual opening of our Performing Arts Center as a centerpiece in downtown. The combined work to date is featured now in a video that the Arts Authority produced. We produced it last summer, so things continue to happen, after we've produced that video. But we'd like you to see it. And then we would like you to use it as you go around to groups and talk to people in town and in the county about what it is we're trying to do. So it's available for your use. It was put together by the video production program at Torres High School. So it's done by our students and their teacher right here locally. So the city is sort of the centerpiece of all of it because it's downtown we're trying to revitalize. That's the revamping of Yosemite. Very thoughtful work done by the county in reshaping County Park, the old and new libraries, and the old government center, which hopefully would be torn down and built into our new Performing Arts Center. So there's been, and we think doing that is going to create tremendous positive energy in our area. Economic growth, housing growth, more people on the streets doing things, more restaurants, and kind of make our the center of our county a great place to come, to stay, to have fun, and I think to live in Madera. So that's what we're trying to do. I want to thank personally Chairman Poitras. He's been our committee since the beginning. He's a real advocate of what we're trying to accomplish as a county and as a city together. And he's brought great effort to that. So thank you. So now let's see the video. Practice to kind of make sure.
Madera is at the crossroads. Downtown Madera's better days are almost here. The city of Madera and Caltrans, the county of Madera, the Madera County Arts Council, and the Madera Unified School District are each focusing on improving and reimagining specific portions of the downtown center of the heart of California. The city, the county, the school district, and the Arts Council have combined to create the Madera County Arts Authority, which, with the help of videography students at Matilda Torres High School, presents the short video about what our community will soon be. The city of Madera and Caltrans have agreed to redesign Madera's Main Street, Yosemite Avenue, from State Route 99 eastward to High Street, just east of the John Wells Center, the Army National Guard building, and the Social Services building. The north-south boundaries are East 4th Street down to East 6th Street. The completed project will make our downtown community more people-friendly and pedestrian walkways, trees, accessible parking, increased lighting, bicycle lanes, street furniture, and outdoor seating will make that happen. Alleyways will be improved to allow for eating outside. Murals will decorate the alley side of downtown businesses. Trees, bushes, and flowers will welcome customers. Madera County has multiple downtown projects in the works. They include revitalizing the long unused 1917 library building on Yosemite Avenue, improving the existing library, and re-envisioning Courthouse Park. Our newly designed downtown park will include safe play areas for children, permanent tables and seating for those who wish to play board games, picnic shelters, shade trees, and designated walkthroughs. Interactive downtown walking tours will connect to the library to inform residents and visitors of our town's past and present. The library is envisioned as a community center. Music, reading, and art. Individuals and groups are welcome. Books will be on shelves and online. The library will be a community center for teaching and learning and open to all. Madera Unified is in discussions to increase its presence in downtown Madera. And the Madera County Arts Council is working with Caltrans to apply 20 pieces of art to a new sound blocking wall northbound State Route 99 in downtown Madera. The art will be placed in 5 groupings on 4 pieces each. It will beautify and with the addition of plants will deter tagging. We strive to enable seniors to bond with youngsters for the benefit of all. And as individuals learn from and laugh with each other, our entire community grows socially and economically. Madera is at a crossroads. Better days are almost here.
Well, thank you very much. As you can see, what the County Board of Supervisors does in this whole project is extremely important. And I'd like to thank, we've worked now with the library on a grant. We didn't quite get it, but we know what we want to do. So we'll be continuing that effort. Mr. Mendoza just told me that you're going out to bid to start on the renovation of the park, which is great. I'll let you know that the city, if you don't already know that, is planning on tearing up Yosemite Avenue in 2025 and downscaling it so that it's more of a small town feel with 2 lanes instead of 4 lanes and roundabouts to help us move through the city. I think that's going to be a cornerstone in actually revitalizing the businesses and the restaurants and everything that happens for us downtown. So things are already, you know, I keep saying that. Pretty soon we're going to get there. But I encourage you to keep up your efforts because I think it's going to be great for Madera. Do you have comments, questions?
Very good. Any comments or questions? Mr. McCauley?
I would just say thank you for coming and getting us all jazzed up and sharing the video. I do appreciate it. I think you guys are doing some great work. Excited to see, you know, what comes next. And I know you guys are almost there. It's kind of one of those hurry up and wait kind of situations. When the work starts, it'll be like, where did all the time go? So,
Right.
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I would like to give a shout out to the students at Matilda Torres High for producing that video. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
shows what they can do. So
Right.
cool.
And Madera Unified has sprung to life with the arts and with our young people. They are seriously considering building downtown so that there's an after-school space for students to gather, which then we would be able to use in the community on other occasions. So they can, you know, there's a lot of kids who walk up Yosemite Avenue after school just from Madera High. A lot of kids who need something to do after 3:30. They have a huge after-school program, and they're looking for housing for that program, which would be another kind of great thing we can do in our downtown area. So lots of options, and I think lots of good work going on as a combined effort. So thank you very much for being leaders in that. And thank you to Mr. Varney, who takes time to listen to me once in a while. So, okay, well, thank you for having us. And please do share that as you will with all of your various groups. And look forward to making
Very-
some progress.
And Chairwoman O'Kane, I'd just like to thank you for your great leadership. It's interesting, every year when we have an election for officers, it's kind of like we quickly motion and second for Julie to be our chairperson because she does such an outstanding job in bringing people together and
That's because nobody else.
but thank you so much. And I was just also going to give a shout out to Nick Salinas.
Yes.
He's been a very important part of the
Right.
entire process as well and
Mhm.
doing a lot of the background work to
Right.
get people together. But finally, you know, we've got a number of jurisdictions involved here. We have the school district, we have the county of Madera, and we have the city of Madera. And each entity has a mission that is very different or somewhat different from the other one. The county, obviously, with all the uh, uh, law enforcement and subvented departments and things of that sort. The city with Public Works and Madera PD and Parks and Rec, and then with our school district in charge of educating our youth and adults. It's like this is the point of intersection. This is like a Venn diagram where we all come together in this arts authority, and it allows us to work together for projects that benefit all agencies and jurisdictions. So I think on a lot of levels, this has been a great authority and you know, you talk about, okay, things are going to run a corner, things are there, things are happening because you need to get through these stages for things to happen. If we were still in the starting blocks and there was no funding and no plan and all that, I'd be kind of disappointed, but we're not there. We're actually way beyond that. And thanks to your leadership and the teamwork of all the jurisdictions, we're making some great progress.
Yeah.
So again, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It sure makes me appreciate the work you all do and how slow it is. I mean, like you guys have to work at snail's pace to get everything done. And I don't have that much patience, but I'm trying. I know if I peek around the corner, we're going to see it happen, and then we're going to have a great community. So thank you
Absolutely.
very much.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay, so it's still not time for our public hearing at 10:30, so we'll move on to item 6B.
County Administration Department, discussion and update of fiscal year 2023, 2024, second quarter budget status.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Joel Begay, County Administrative Office. We're here today to provide your board an update on the second quarter projections, annualized projections for the current year budget using actuals through the second quarter. Just a refresher, when the budget was adopted, in the current year budget was adopted, we had an 8.8 million estimated operating deficit. Your board implemented hiring controls, which we have had in place for the past 2 quarters, in which that departments can only fill positions up to the fiscal year 21-22 levels. Quarterly budget updates we're providing to the board. This is the second of update for this current fiscal year, and that we would continuously look at the hiring controls and other cost control measures to bring that deficit in line. On this slide, you'll see that the adopted budget's on top. The second line is the annualized projection based on first quarter actuals. The last line is where we think we're going to end the year using first 2 quarters actuals for the year. If you can see that the projected deficit is a little worse than what we had projected in the first quarter. It's still early. We haven't had a chance to dive deep into the service and supplies lines with each department. So we might be projecting high based on the seasonal cost. There is, expenditures in those categories don't necessarily follow 1/12 each month. So our next step is to drill down with each department. I mean, it is of concern for us because also revenues although above the adopted budget estimates, it's lower than what we had projected based on first quarter actuals, and a lot of that has to do with the slowing down of the sales tax. We had anticipated this. There's also, it's a little skewed because the first distribution of property taxes, we take out 100% of the tax sharing agreements that we have with the developments and the EIFDs apportionments. So in the first, we do two major distributions. The auditor's office does, one in December, one in April. In December, we take out the full year's worth of those EIFD apportionments. So it does tend to make our annualized projection trend lower. After that first distribution, we make it up in April. We're going to be above the 97 million. How much above? We're going to continuously monitor that. I kind of want to highlight the one thing that your board directed staff to do is to monitor the filled positions if we're trending to what the board directed. We are well within the 21-22 filled levels. In fact, we have less filled positions as of January 31st. And this is your departments have done well to stay within what's necessary, knowing that we need to hit a salary savings target to help bring that deficit in line. And what I kind of want to point out here is that from the position side, for filling positions, your departments are following what your board had directed during the adoption of the 23-24 budget. What does staff recommend moving forward? So from the position side, we want to stay the course with maintaining that target. Obviously, as we move through to the 24-25 budget development, we're going to have those difficult but necessary conversations with each department that if we were at the targeting at 21-22 and we don't have our deficit in line, we need to do something for the 24-25. So those discussions will continue to happen as departments submit their budget requests. We will, as we review the second quarter projections, work to see where we can defer service and supplies purchases to help bring that projected $5 million deficit down by June 30th. Some of the things that we are considering and would be brought to your board in the next couple of months is reviewing, for example, the fire equipment replacement policy. So we have done well as a county to make sure that the age of our fleet goes down to reasonable levels. What we had wanted to have a discussion with fire department, ultimately bring an update to your board is, are there purchases in that schedule that can be slowed down to help control the cost, but still not ultimately defeat the goal of the policy, which was not to go back to the days when our average age of the fleet was 28 years, 30 years, which doesn't help anybody. So we're going to look in those strategies as well as see if there's, when prudent and advisable working with each department, that these small equipment replacements, which run the range from office equipment to even vehicles, if any of those can be stretched out, right? Without seriously negatively impacting service to the public. Those are the steps. The fire equipment policy, we do anticipate bringing an update to your board and just telling the board and the public how we've done since 2016 and what can be done to help control that cost, because ultimately those conversations tie into our debt service because we do lease our rolling stock. That concludes staff's presentation, and we're available for any questions your board may have.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Joel? All right, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And if we have any questions later on, we know where to find you. Great.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Well, we're right at 10:30, so let's go ahead and move on to item 7A.
Auditor Controller Department, hearing to consider adoption of a resolution approving the property tax administration costs and fees for fiscal year 2023, 2024.
Good morning, Chairman Poitras and the entire board. So before you is an agenda item for the hearing here to adopt a resolution that approves the property tax administrative costs and fees for 23-24. At the bottom of the page, you'll see that the net cost of the property tax system for 22-23 was a little over $4 million, $4,164,481. We've allocated that to all the taxing entities that you see on the second page. The majority of those in the bottom half of that schedule of costs are reimbursements not allowed by law. So the amount of costs that we can reimburse is $620,735. So myself and Jim Boyajian are here with for any questions you might have, but we're seeking approval of the allocation of these costs. I have a
Very
question.
good. Yes, Supervisor.
The other portion of that 4 million, is that general fund expenditure? A portion of it is in the middle of page 2, where the heading says in bold, non-reimbursable costs. The general fund portion is 612,000. Okay, thank you. And the rest that are not allowed by law are items related to the schools. The costs allocated to the various school entities. They pay that bill. Well, you pay that. They just don't get some of those costs reimbursed to them.
Right.
We're not allowed to reimburse them to,
Right,
to
right,
the
right.
schools.
Very good.
Very good. Are there any other questions, comments? Are there any comments from the public? Seeing
No
and
comments online.
Okay, seeing and hearing none, all
Move to approve?
I'll second.
roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Supervisor Wamhaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCauley?
Yes.
Chairman Poitras?
Yes,
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you.
very good. Thank you. Let's move on to item 6C.
Human Resources Department, Community and Economic Development Department, Planning Division, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution appointing Lester Esparza as a retired annuitant to the position of Supervising Code Enforcement Officer effective March 1st, 2024.
Move to approve?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments from the public regarding this item?
I just want to say that I don't think Lester ever really retired.
I don't think so either.
He's, his emails read, retired, code enforcement supervisor. So, we really appreciate him coming back.
Very good. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. We've opened it up for public comment. No public comment. A roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Supervisor Wamhaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCauley?
Yes.
Chairman Poitras?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, thank you. Item 8A.
Board of Supervisors Department, consideration and authorization to sign a letter of support for YARD's request for community project funding.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a letter with the board's approval over your signature to forward a letter to Yards, who provides transportation opportunities to Yosemite. Basically serves at least 4 or 5 counties around us, including ourselves. And it's directed to Congressman Duarte for him to consider appropriations to Yards to help support their clean diesel buses, which are a necessity for them to continue to operate.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any questions regarding this item? Any comments from the public? Seeing and hearing none, I'll accept the motion for action.
Move to approve?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor McCauley?
Yes.
Supervisor Wamhaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Poitras?
Yes,
Vote passes 5-0.
thank you. Item 9, supervisor and staff reports. I'll start to my right with Supervisor Wamhoff.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I had the opportunity to represent Madera County at NACO this last week in nation's capital. And it was a great experience to interact with all those folks there. First time that I've been to a NACO conference, and it was really good to kind of see how federally how federal involvement really affects counties as well, because a lot of times we really just focus on the state in regards to counties, and the work that happens on the federal level was really eye-opening to see how those decisions can actually roll down to the county itself. While I was there, I attended several sessions regarding some of the things that I was more interested in, like justice and public safety and how they relate, but also attended some transportation sessions as well, and got a good base knowledge of how those types of things work federally and how we can bring some of those dollars back home.
Very good. Well, thank you for going and participating and advocating.
That's it.
Thank you. Supervisor Gonzalez.
Yes, thank you. Just want to announce that on Friday, March 1st, we will be hosting the first annual Women's History Month luncheon. It is open to both men and women, so please purchase your tickets. Tickets are only $25. And it's lunch. And Carla, am I allowed to say who the speaker is? Yeah. So the keynote speaker will be the voice of Disney's Wish, the movie. And so she has a very inspiring story. Thank you to Carla, who was able to bring her to Madeira. And so we're really excited. There's some sponsorship opportunities available. And so we will be sharing that information. And also just don't forget to vote March 5th, because we won't see anyone until March 12th. So please exercise your right to vote.
Very good. Thank you. Supervisor McCauley.
Sure. Would just like to report out that I was appointed as chair of the San Joaquin River Conservancy, which is exciting. A lot of great potential there on the river to create more access and really develop something we can all be proud of. So excited to work on that, and we'll continue to report back to this board as we make progress.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Supervisor Rogers.
Nothing to report.
Okay, very good. For Varney.
Just a reminder that last Friday, the 16th, was the last day for legislation to be introduced in the state legislature. The LAO's office still is significantly more pessimistic than the governor's budget. The numbers seem to go up and down as we get deeper into the quarters of this year, mostly going down. LAO has released its update of a revenue forecast. It's $24 billion below the governor's January budget. So I think we can expect some recalculation there for May revise. And then we're meeting with Congressman Duarte tomorrow morning to discuss some infrastructure projects in Madera for his consideration in the fiscal year 25 budget at the federal level. That's it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Council, any comments?
No comments, just a pleasure to be here as always, filling in for County Council Garza when she's away. Thank you.
Very good. Great to have you here. Absolutely. Clerk of the board.
Happy birthday, Sarah Anderson.
Very good. Happy birthday, Sarah. And with that, we will go back to closed session to finish up an item. Thank you very much, and everybody have a great rest of the day, and continue to celebrate President's Week. Thank you. Okay. Hello, everybody. We've returned from closed session, and council, is there anything to report out?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No action on the continued item in closed session. So no action on any of the items requiring a report today.
Very good. Thank you very much for that report. And at this point, we shall adjourn the meeting. Everybody have a great rest of the day. Thank you.